Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 74 of Ragin' With. My beautiful partner, Meredith Lochran, is taking some personal leave, so filling in for her tonight is the incredibly talented furry artist and creator of Ego Raven, heir of the first unicorn, Miss Daphne Lage.
Oh, that's a better intro than I was going to do for myself. But that, yes, I will be Meredith's understudy for today.
That's right. Things are going to be a little bit different, but no less interesting. So we're going to get this party started. Tonight we are raging with Dustin Brunell and his team from Ethereal Comics as they launch Babes, Gore and Dinosaurs issue 2 on Kickstarter right after our intro.
Ragin'.
And I'm going to drop this card so we can see everybody's mugs.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Have you ever walked alone at night? That intro music sounds like Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden.
Amazing.
So why don't we go around the room and introduce ourselves to everybody? So let's see. So Nita, you wanna start off being the main host with the most?
I'm Nita Lanning. I am partnered with Meredith Lochran for Ragin' With, Ragin' Interviews and Ragin' Whatever, and I can be found on Twitter as Creating Chaos, or well, sorry, _the_ Chaos 24/7, and I can't even talk tonight, so y'all gonna have to bear with me.
That's why
you see that? That's where I can be found on Twitter.
There you go. Well, it's like, look, she's going to be our producer today. She's going to be watching the chat. She's going to be popping up everybody's comments during the show. So she's the one you all have to please today if you want to see your comments on screen. So hello everybody. My name is Daphne Lage, and I am a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York, taking the place of Meredith Lochran today. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and I am known for the funny animal fantasy adventure Tall Tales and my medieval fantasy soap opera drama Ego Raven, heir of the first unicorn, as you heard in the intro. And you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com, and egoworks.com, EGOWRKS. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics on YouTube at Daphne Lage Art. And our esteemed guests for today, starting with Dustin. So tell everybody about yourself, sir.
Esteemed is a tall order, right? I'm Dustin Brunell. I currently, I guess I own Ethereal Productions. We have 6 currently running books, including Babes, Gore and Dinosaurs, and our newest IP that we're going to talk about this evening, If It Hops. Cool thing about us is our books come out every 6 weeks. So you guys are catching a new book at least once every other month from us. That's a lot of fun. We also have 29 team members right now that work with us. 2 of them are here currently. There's supposed to be another one showing up at some point. We like that guy too. So he's a good dude. But you can find us anywhere. Oh my gosh. I have a link tree around here somewhere. We're Twitter, Facebook. The only thing we're not on is Twitch. We should get on Twitch. That's a thing. But anyway, I'm the writer of all the stories, and I happen to work with a bunch of incredible people, including Nita, who takes care of me and makes sure I stay sane most of the time. But to my leftover Chonder is
up here.
Hi, everybody.
Tell us about yourself.
Oh, goodness. What isn't there that I don't play with? I have been doing indie covers for comics the last year and a half or so. I've done some sequentials, sketch card artist. I don't know. Usually I have commissions available, but I got a lot going on at the moment, so they're temporarily closed. But you can totally check out my work on Facebook and Instagram under April Reyna or Reyna Art. So, yeah.
So JT.
Hi.
Hello. It's been a while.
I know it's been a minute. How you doing?
Good. How you do?
What do I do? Oh, I draw stuff. I'm an artist. I have a comic book called The Sapphire Spectre, and my little imprint is called Punk and Comics. It's not actually a LLC or anything. It's just a logo to throw up there for now, but you know. But I write, draw, color, one-man army. So, and I've did a cover for Babes, Gore and Dinosaurs too, and I love that book. It's awesome, Dustin. Good job on that.
I'm glad you like it, man. It's exciting that the team members enjoy it and can get involved with it.
No, that really helps too. You know, that at least
sure.
It's like they're taking your project as part of their enjoyment, and it shows on the page.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
When creators, when artists enjoy a piece, you know, enjoy your work, it comes out in the work. So that's always a plus for everybody to actually like what they do.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Yeah, it's very.
Sweet spot is drawing strippers, so we're definitely in my comfort zone.
Yeah, so today is going to be I guess this is our official launch party for Babes. Was it Babes, Gore and Dinosaurs?
Yeah.
So talk about it all being in the title, and it's kind of like The Sopranos meets or with dinosaurs.
Yeah. It's a lot like that. It's a man. That is the best analogy I've heard for this book yet. I mean, it's so big. Like, it's so big. The world we've created. Like, right now, we've only introduced you guys to a handful of characters, and going forward, you'll have a few more to see in this book. You'll see some reoccurring characters from book one. But we've also got a 96-page anthology coming out with different stories from different characters in this world. But it is that, very much that. It's your particular group of characters dealing with everything under the sun. You know, it's a very interesting dynamic, because you've got this guy who is retired from being a mercenary, who doesn't like violence at all anymore. Like, he's avidly against being a violent individual. So he's opened a gentleman's club, we'll call it, called Piece of Tail.
Which I think is one of the best stripper joint names
right.
I have seen in comics so far.
Right. You know, the funny thing was, when we started putting it together, it was PEACE, not PIECE. And because I was like, well, he's not into violence or anything. He's just trying to do his own deal nowadays, you know. But everybody knows who he is. So, like, gangs and stuff, when there's, like, initiations, it's always like, run by a piece of tail, see what you can, you know, stir up a piece of tail and whatnot. And it gets to the point where he's just, you know, taking care of shit. Like, it's his own shitty part of this city that he's claimed as his own little territory, you know. And then we've got a character named Eve, who we're showing a little bit more about as we go through, mind you, issue 2. So we're slowly building these characters up and stuff for you guys to see their backgrounds and whatnot. But she's a lot of fun. She stumbled into the bar looking basically for a safe haven in issue 1. And Rikki, being Rikki, was like, hey, look, I'm not going to turn anybody away and put them on the street. So he gives her a job. And next thing you know, things are going to shit for him in a handbag, because she's got a lot of baggage that she brings with her. And then we've got Maya. Maya's great. She's a lot of fun. She's everybody's current favorite character, which is super funny to me. She's very she's this Hispanic chick that's very, like, punk rock, in my opinion. She's, like, super punk rock. She's a bad chick, man. Like, I really wouldn't mess with her. But we've we're trying to show you guys that there are so many different aspects of life in comic books. You know, like when you have a story, my issue with the X-Men is there are so many other characters that you never see. You know, you'll get them for an issue. Oh yeah, so and so showed up and did a cameo, and you know, what did they start doing that? JT, they started doing it in the 90s when they brought in like 50 new X-Men in the 90s, and it was all of a sudden you'd get 10 of them in a book, you know, and you wouldn't see the character you wanted to see for like 6-7 months. You know?
Right.
So we're trying desperately to come up with a format to show you guys different characters and aspects of their lives, because a lot of people are really interested in Corvos. You know, he's a great character. As much as he's a bad guy from the reader's perspective, he's got his own thing, you know, why he acts the way he acts, how he came to be where he is. We'll get into those stories and stuff like that too. So yeah, plenty of babes, whole lot of gore, and a shit ton of dinosaurs.
And that's the thing too, because it's like your previous books, Greed and The Listener, they're very unlike this book. So absolutely. At what point did you decide that you wanted to like really make a turn for this type of content, I guess?
Well, when The Listener came out, of a eulogy. You know, the story literally came out of a eulogy. My uncle died, and Bud Root reached out to me, and he was like, "Hey, Dustin, you got to do something. You know, you don't waste your talents to write things." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So we put out The Listener, and it was very much based on stories that we'd been told, you know, growing up and around my family and stuff, and things about my uncle. Like, there are things in The Listener, the scariest shit in The Listener is the real shit. You know what I mean? The monsters, demons, gods, and whatever. That's cool stuff, but it's stuff we added, you know, like the really scary stuff, like where they're told to kill a child in this village so she doesn't wake up the Japanese soldiers. That happened. You know, those were events that occurred. So that you know, it's very close to our heart, and it's a very deep book. You know, when I write it, it takes a lot out of me to put an issue of The Listener out emotionally. And man, so then it came to Greed. Greed was like that let my hair down book and have a lot of fun with it, and I bullshit with it and stuff. Oh, I see someone else.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm late.
It's that guy.
Is the harbor frozen?
How's everybody doing?
Hey.
It's that good guy.
Did you launch yet?
No, not yet. We're about to here in 3 minutes. I'm going to do it.
Oh, there you go. So we have so introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
Get Stef in.
My fine sir.
I'm that guy. My name's Stef. I'm a cover artist. Am I supposed to do like a long bio or a short bio?
Just so that everybody knows who you are, even though technically
everybody knows who you are.
Gotcha.
His full title is PV's Stef Wilson.
Right.
So, Stef Wilson drew fan art for about, 8 years or something as a hobby while I was an executive. And then somebody asked me to do a cover, and that was 2.5 years ago. So, and now I do covers as well.
Love it.
So cover artist and stencil user extraordinaire.
Yes.
I have a circle better than just about everybody else.
I have a reputation for drawing boobs, which is okay because any publicity is
everybody loves boobs.
Nothing wrong with that. No kink shaming here.
No. So I do draw slightly more than boobs, but it gets me to business, so I'll go with it.
Right on.
So when you had So we had mentioned before that everybody really has a personal, like a really big connection, I guess a creative connection to the book we're going to launch today. So April, what is it that really like gets you with this book? I mean, Babes, Gores, and Dinosaurs. It's like it's just. What is it? So is it the babes? Is it the gore? Is it the dinosaurs?
Right. Well, I've only had the opportunity to draw a couple of things for covers, yeah, but overall, it's just the idea that you've got this interspecies, interrelations kind of thing. Like they actually have like real story and history, and they show up to work and they do the daily grind and they do whatever they got to do in order to make it through this, I don't know, this interconnected world. And that has quite a bit of appeal. So you're not just drawing another random face, another random face, another random face. Like you literally get to draw difference in heights, difference in widths, different furniture. You get different clothing, different skeletal options while you're trying to like build out the stuff. So on my cover that I got to do, I was on a bit of a deadline. Like I was literally days before it was due, and I was like, look, I got this idea. It's not as fancy as I really want to get to it, but I think that it tells its own story. So I drew Maya. Is that her name?
Yep.
The pink-haired. Yeah. I have her literally on like a smoke break on the top of a piece of tail strip club, just decompressing.
Very relaxed.
Very relaxed. Yeah.
Very relaxed.
Absolutely.
So I've got a lot of like the neon lighting hitting her. I've got her in a very relaxed pose, just like I felt very connected to the cover that I was drawing, and I hope that it turns out just as equally beautiful as like all the other talented individuals that he's got on his campaign. So
there you go.
So here's
So JT, because I know it's like we're getting close to launch time. So you just wake up and go, oh, I get to draw Stegosaurus today.
Yeah, that's pretty great. I mean, I don't remember this, but my mom tells me a story of when I was like in Little League as a kid. I'd be in like the second base, like drawing dinosaurs in the outfield with my finger, or not, like in the second base area of the sand, while like balls are whizzing past me and stuff. Like, hey, go get it, kid. And it's like, no, I want to fucking draw a Stegosaurus.
Yes.
I'm happy to say that I got to cover this up because there's some naughty bits.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
I have the original art. I'm happy to say that I was able to incorporate a babe, some gore, and a dinosaur.
There you go. Following theme.
I was like, there's no way I could draw a cover for this without drawing all three.
Right, for sure.
It was pretty cool to draw Rikki.
You ready to launch, Dustin?
Yeah, I'm going to click the button. I can't, because I'm only, for some reason, it's not sharing my screen when I click share screen, because I was going to show both their covers just then, but it won't let me. So anyway, I'm going to click the button to launch this. Super cool. Really excited, and click the button now.
Right. Okay. I mean, so you can't share your screen.
I don't know why it's not showing my screen when I click it.
So Nita, so I guess it's going to be okay. It's going to be up to us to. So Stef,
yes.
Mr. Stef, the man, the myth, the legend. So what attracted you to this project? It was definitely the dinosaurs, right?
Yeah. No, what attracted me to this project was Dustin asked me to do a cover. That just right
simple.
there, that thrills me every time. Yeah, no, I'm not into gore. I do enjoy dinosaurs, but gore is not my thing. I'm always trying to steer Dustin away from the horror in our chats. But the babes part of it definitely resonated very deeply with me.
I would not have guessed.
And it's funny because he said, hey, he wanted to do a promo cover for Babes, Gore and Dinosaurs. And, as soon as he said it, of course, I thought Jurassic Park. Like, I know it wasn't a real deep thought, but it just had to be done. I was like, we've got to homage to Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, it was a very funny cover. It was with the velociraptors.
Plus, I got to do a nose boop on it. When you could do a nose boop on a cover, that's like 20 cover sales right there because nose boops are always fun.
Right.
The nose boop. Oh man, we're getting into hops. Good stuff.
Yeah, so why don't we so you just launched the campaign. So why don't we start at the top? You wanna play the video so that we get to see. So there we go.
piece of tail. How may I serve you?
How's it going? My name is Dustin Brunell, founder of Imperial Publications. My team and I are pleased to bring you Babes, Gore and Dinosaurs Issue 2. This exciting return to Cenocity is sexy, gory, and oh so predatory. Everything you can hope for in a multiplex horror is here. Pre-order on Kickstarter today.
I'm not gonna lie, we've had a lot of fun.
Oh, look at that! So you already have $74. Thank you, the 4 backers
Nice.
that are backing, that are already backing this campaign with 22 days to go. Oh, so you're running a short campaign on this then?
Yeah, I mean, it's been such a cool experience because the first issue literally dropped 2 months ago. Like we're up to issue 2 now, and we just keep, and we're not sacrificing like how good the book is for speed. We literally have people that are dedicating time, out of their lives to put this issue together, this particular series together, because they believe in the product. Like you mentioned earlier, we don't have contractors. I view every member of our team as that team members. They're part of Ethereal. When all the legal mumbo jumbo comes out, they all get their titles and stuff and all the fun stuff that goes with that. Fucking paid vacations, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, issue 2 is a lot of fun so far.
Oh, so also it's like I guess it's like we didn't get to finish your thought there on what led you to doing this type of book as opposed to your previous. I think we left off on Greed, being your, I guess, like your horror comic.
Yeah, Greed was like this way for us to step out of our boundaries and to have fun in a way. As deeply wild and dark as Greed is, there's humor and there's comedy in it. It's a very it's a very fun book. It's a very fun read. But it is a book that you can pick it up and enjoy it and put it down. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to feel like you're going to miss something in Greed by missing an issue if you have to, because that happens. When we were kids reading comic books, like we were talking about earlier, you'd go to the 7-Eleven, which was the only place I had to buy comic books as a kid. So you'd go to the 7-Eleven. You were not guaranteed to get the next issue of the book that you picked out.
That's true.
The last time that you went to the 7-Eleven, So Greed was my way to put out books like that people could enjoy, As much as it is an overarching story, it is contained stories with Greed. Each book has its own contained story. And when it came to this, it literally came out of a conversation where a bunch of us were talking shit and drinking alcohol about how much we like dinosaurs. You know what I mean? It was just a fun conversation between people about things that we enjoyed as children. And I got to thinking, I was like, man, I've done my super serious series. I have that running and it's getting a fan base. It's good. It's in a good place right now, And then I was like, and then I've got this fun book that people are all about because it's a fun book, And then I was like, damn, what am I missing? I'm missing that steampunk crime drama type of book, And out of that spawned BGD, man. And I'll say this: I was a big fan of Cadillacs and Dinosaurs as a kid. I was also a big fan of Dinosaurs for Hire. And another one that it actually pushed me a lot into this was I used to watch a movie as a kid on VHS. I wore the hell out of it. It was called Adventures in Dinosaur City. It was a Disney movie that came out, and it was so low budget, like hardly anybody even knew what it was, right? But it was like this story where these kids get sucked into this movie, and it's anthropomorphic dinosaurs, and I was just like, this is the coolest thing. So in putting BGD together, I wanted real though. I wanted as real as I could get with characters that I wanted to that I perceived, that I wanted to look at, you know. And I was like, man, what are we doing? What can we do to involve more groups of people? So I wanted to have a very varied cast. You know, I wanted to have different types of individuals because I read a very telling thing a couple years back when I owned a shop, and I read an article from a young man that was like, I enjoyed seeing a comic book with characters that looked like me, and I was like, well, damn, you know, I don't have any Hispanic characters in my books yet, you know, and I was like, cool, Maya's going to be great. She's going to be this cool punk rocky chick. And after that, it ran. She was actually the first character we created for the book, you know. Then Rikki came, and then Eve came afterward, because I was real like, are people going to dig dinosaurs? You know, it's easy for me to create a cool punk chick, you know, it's real cool with that. But then how do I bring in dinosaurs that people are going to vibe with and can, you know, really get into? But without giving too much away to the story, it's so much deeper than that. There's politics and there's all kinds of wild stuff going on. I mean, you've only seen the tip of the iceberg of the quarter that we're in. And Cenocity consists of 4 different quarters, you know, so you're going to get to see a lot more. Another cool thing, like I mentioned, we currently have like 27 artists working on this particular series alone. Now, moving forward, though, I mentioned earlier we're talking about doing an anthology as well, which we've got 9 different writers on for this series. So you guys are going to get to see a lot of very different things, including Mr. Molloy there. April is actually doing interiors for that book, you know, so you guys are going to get to see a lot of different folks and a lot of different styles, you know, and I think that's very telling about the industry. You know, so if I can continue to give you guys interesting, different, varied content, that's the goal. You know, I appreciate it, Tom. Thank you so very much, brother. You're a champion among men. But I can't leave out the wait. I can't leave out the pretty aspect of it, right? We can't leave out the circles aspect, and bringing in the circles aspect was fun. You know, what can we do for the people that enjoy the circles? Well, we bring on people that draw good circles, you know, so
It's all about the variant covers, buddy.
Right.
that's it.
I try telling people.
That's it, man.
So how many issues is this series going to be?
I have no end for this series.
It's open ended right now.
Absolutely. Right. Same thing with the other book we're talking about this evening, If It Hops. You know,
which also joins Babes, Gore, and Dinosaurs on the same campaign.
Absolutely.
And so I guess it's like let's get into that. So you have, so this isn't just a campaign for Babes, Gores, and Dinosaurs. Say that 17 times fast.
Oh, trust me, I tried.
But you're sharing the campaign with another book called If It Hops, and it's kind of like a full furry book as opposed to dinosaurs and humans.
Absolutely.
And what is this book about?
So If It Hops follows Agent Carotene, or Agent C for short. And she is a special agent that works in our city of Eden. And there's a serial killer out that she thought she put away. So she's it's going to be a very interesting book. She's a very happy-go-lucky character until the time comes. Then she puts the face on. You know what I'm saying? Then it's a very different game. But the artwork is beautiful. Just like it's the same team that brought you guys BGD. It is Bladen Hunter and David Acampo doing the interiors for this book. And I'm thrilled by it. I think that readers will be thrilled by it because as dark and gnarly in a beautiful way that BGD is, If It Hops is very bright. You know, it's very bright. Still dark, still gnarly type of book. But the colors and the things you'll see, it's more daytime than nighttime versus the BGD stories that we put out. And I think
now is it like a crossover, or is it a standalone?
It's a standalone series. So what I've done is, for most of you guys that have read our books, or and even for those that haven't, most of our books, with the exception of the last issue of Greed, were done before the campaigns even begin. You know, that's how fast we try to put out our books. We're literally, you get the books a month after the Kickstarter ends. You know, that's shipped and everything, generally speaking, a month after the Kickstarter. So this particular book, I wanted to get people's feedback. So adding the preview, we did a preview for BGD months ago, and it was wildly popular, like wildly popular. I sold out. We took BGD's first 8 pages to MegaCon, and I sold out 100 copies of it in probably 35 minutes. You know, I mean, it was very quickly taken off our table. So I was like, man, we're not doing a show right this second, you know, to show you guys if it hops, but let's go ahead and, man, I promise, I can't do anything about it. I tried. But then we went into this concept of how we could put this book out and show it to people in a way that was prudent, you know, because you don't want to go drop a ton of money in if people aren't going to be interested, you know, because I pay for everything up front. All these books are paid for. These guys are all paid when you guys get your, you know, when you guys get your issues. There's no, hey, look, we have to talk later or anything like that. You know, we take care of our teams. And when I put this out, I wanted them to be comfortable, because I was asking people to take a leap with this particular book. You know, it was like, now they're putting their name on a product, just like anything else we've put out. But this is a very different type of product than most of them have worked on before. So I wanted to make sure that people were comfortable and enjoyed it. And people, the feedback has been phenomenal. Is that me? He looks great. The feedback has been absolutely phenomenal for the pages that we've shown, you know, and the artwork we've shown for it. But I was like, man, look, let's bring it on to BGD. We'll see what people think. And I always like showing off our stuff, you know, our teammate stuff. And I remember Stef was like, I've got a great idea for a cover. And I was like, let's go, you know. So he and Bladen Hunter have a cover for this particular previews. Bladen's is not finished, but the line work is actually down on the bottom of the Kickstarter. You can see it. And before I go any further, before I forget, I want to really thank Russ Cassidy, because he busted his ass on this campaign, and it's beautiful. You know, he's done a really, really good job.
You want to go ahead and crawl through the campaign?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that real quick.
All right. Let me get over there. Pace me.
Oh, there you go. Thank you for the 12. Thank you, the 12 backers that are joining us here, and $511 already.
Thank
you. You're halfway to goal.
So that's a blessing. Thank you. So,
now okay. So if it hops, so this is it an actual book that people are going to be getting?
Yeah, it's an 8-page. It's a full size comic. It's 8 pages. It's full color, just like everything else we put out. You guys get a full color 8 pages. And then when the book drops, you'll be able to pick up the 24 pages. It's an 8-page preview of the 24-page book. And then, you know, we've got, holy cow, so many amazing team members on this particular issue. And that's where we're down here too, to the cover artist. Speaking of JT is new to our publications with this issue, which is super exciting because he's crazy talented, and Sapphire Spectre is amazing, and everybody's digging it. So really, really happy to have him on. And we also
helped with the Ethereal logo too. Forgot about that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he did do the Ethereal logo. I love it. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, JT's amazing. A little heavy on the inks, but you know, hey, if you like that thing.
It's all the hardcore music. It's all it makes me angry.
It makes me angry.
He doesn't like white. He doesn't like white on a page.
Right on.
I don't know.
It disturbs him in some weird way.
It does.
So these are the very first 2 pages, without dialogue, of course, because I didn't want to give anything away on the Kickstarter, because that's just me. But these are the first 2 pages. How's it going on? And it's so much fun because we like showing every issue. We like to show a little bit of the scope of how large Cenocity is. You know, we're going through, and this is actually Rikki going into the spa, and the spa is huge in this particular issue. We spend a lot of time there, and it gets pretty gnarly. You know, in the spa, there's a lot going on. And Eve's past comes calling for Rikki in the spa while he's there. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with that.
It's pretty rad. I love the well, first of all, yeah, Bladen, amazing on like the scope of it, like you were saying, and just the world building between the two of you in general. Like, this is one of my favorite books that I'm reading, and you know, because people are like, "What are you reading these days for comics and stuff?" And I'm like, "You're reading Hickman's X-Men or something?" I'm like, "No, I'm reading my friend's books, man."
Right.
Stuff is way better. So yeah, I love the first issue, and I got to read the script for the second one and see the art as it was happening to get a sense for my cover, and it's just so cool. I just love this book. It's so cool.
I appreciate that very much, man. Along with JT, most of the covers that we did are team members that we've had for a little while, with the exception of Devin Massey. We brought Devin on, and Devin is actually of Cave Woman fame. He's been doing that book for a really long time, so we're really excited to have him on. Stretch goals are going to be fun. We've got mini prints, we've got stickers, all kinds of fun stuff. But like I said, I really want to thank Russ Cassidy for this, because all these amazing graphics he put together for the Kickstarter, so we're very thankful. That cover A is Bladen's cover. Looks so good, like ridiculously good cover, and that was actually colored by Russ Cassidy. So a lot of fun. We're really going for like this, like the theme with this one was very different for us, you know, for our covers, but it was very interesting. Like that cover, we've only done one wraparound before, and I think this one's a blast. It's an absolute blast. I mean, because it was just so much fun. The front, you know, it's safe for work, and the back's not. You know, so it's
okay. I was wondering how the wraparound works.
absolutely, okay. Yeah. So
right.
The front's safe, the back's not. You know, so it was just a fun concept that came out of a torso. So it was mad fun. I enjoyed it. This cover C and cover D by Jen Leonard are following Mike DeBalfo, homaging Mike DeBalfo's cover for White Widow. Very fun. Really enjoyed that. Those will be colored in the next 2 weeks. So they'll be colored before the end of the campaign. So you guys will get to see those. Speaking of Devin Massey, there's Devin Massey's cover that's going to be colored by Gwen Delagold. So that's going to be beautiful. It's already beautiful. I mean, just the lines look great. I can't wait to see it colored, though, which will be done in the next few days. So I'm excited about that. And then there's that guy's cover. That guy. That Stef Wilson guy. Phenomenal human being. Great cover artist. And don't forget Carrie Ann, because she makes them very pretty.
Oh crap! She makes my stuff look good.
She does a great job, stellar job. You know,
I draw lines. She makes it look like something.
Oh gosh, but yeah, they came out really, really good. I'm excited about them. You guys will actually get to see Stef's If It Hops. There's Kara. She's got a cover on here too, actually coming up.
Hell yeah.
And there's JT's cover.
Woo!
Super good.
That was a fun.
Man, I had so much fun with that, dude. Like,
is there enough background on that stuff?
No, it's a little light. Okay. I think you phoned it in.
He phoned it in.
There's a couple of trees, some leaves.
And it's so good though. It's so good because you use these elements like the guns to hide the bits. That was just so intelligent.
That was clever.
It really was. It was a lot of fun.
It was just a chance for him to fill the page more.
Oh yeah, well I got you. Okay. And you love the hologram leaves, right? Like the hologram leaves are so cool because in that scene, when they're in the hot tub the sauna, it's holograms that they go into private rooms and they create their own personal sauna space.
Yeah, I had some fun with that because like Bladen hadn't drawn those pages by the time I was starting on it. So I was like, all right, well, what can I do with this? And I kind of thought of like the paneling on the wall and I mean, I know some of that was in there, but yeah, like I drew it without any of those leaves or whatever. All that stuff was like in post, I guess. So
still so cool, man. So cool. And then there's Kara's cover. and Russ did the background cover as well too, which was really, really cool. Man, that's a good one. She did some beautiful photos.
You know,
that particular
funny Kickstarter story. JT, you're saying like you didn't have the interiors to know what the hologram room looked like, right?
Right.
So, like Dustin says, what I want to do is a promo cover for If It Hops to put it into the Kickstarter for BGD. And I said, okay, reference pictures. I don't have any. Oh, okay, so it's a rabbit. Yeah. Okay, is she beige or is she gray? No, she's a Harlequin bunny. I'm like, okay, so I look up Harlequin bunny. So they get back to him and he goes, yeah, like one ear black, one this and that. And I'm like, okay, that's not a Harlequin bunny. I mean, I Googled Harlequin bunny, you know, and we're back and forth. And I'm like, okay, maybe he shouldn't ask me for a cover quite yet because he didn't have the art yet put together with the, you know, the character design for the cover. And I'm just trying to wing it. And I'm like, okay, I'm drawing a bunny. I'll have to wait on the colors.
It came out good though.
It came out
good.
fantastic.
Yeah, it came out awesome.
But it was funny because it was like character creation kind of on the fly. Like, okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
we have to create a bunny. Let's create a bunny.
That's
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You got to make a holodeck sauna and nobody's giving you concept art. You wing it, JT. You just
right.
do it.
I've watched enough Star Trek.
There you
Right.
go.
There you go. And then there's April's beautiful cover. We were really excited about this
Yeah, I wanna
because
see
she
that one.
didn't have a lot of time, you know. So when she put it together, I was thrilled with the concept, you know, Maya sitting on top of the roof of the club, and it just felt so real to me, like a very surreal image. Like, damn, dude, we're tired. We've been through this all night long. You know, it's probably almost 4:00 in the morning. She's just ready to be done, you know.
That is killer. I love that.
For sure. And there's Bladen's cover. And to be so Bladen has put and
Obviously, art is not final.
I mean, that's the line word for it, you know, whatever. But I was very happy that we turned around and he put the art together so fast for me, you know. So
You should make a whole series of covers that's just gestures. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's weird though. Some people actually are into that. I kind of am. I don't know.
For sure.
I'm just thinking around, but you know.
Like sometimes
And then
I'm
there's,
having
you know,
to interpret mine, and it's just like, they're rough.
Yeah, but I mean, they all come out good. See, that's the cool thing about art and being subjective, you know, in people's mind's eye and whatnot. You know, because and if you look at our covers as well as the artists that we use, I tend to try to keep people different styles together, you know, so we can show you different types of art you may not have seen before. We use traditional comic artists. We use people that have never done comic art before in their life, you know, just to broaden their horizons, but not just that, to show you guys different types of art, you know, to bring to our books, which is super fun. All right, so now we're at Stef's Hops cover, and it was a lot of fun. I don't care what he says. It was great. It was beautiful. They killed it. The two of them smashed that cover. Man.
Speaking of which.
Absolutely. Hey, lady. How's it going? But yeah, it turned out really good. I couldn't be happier with it. We've got a couple other things going on right now. You know, they're going to be really pretty as well. So really stoked about all the circles that are coming out for this particular issue. And then underneath that, we have something that we did for the Indiegogo. For our last issue, we did for Indiegogo for it. We brought out the T-shirts. So these T-shirts will be available. And if you guys do when you go to checkout with the surveys, you'll be able to pick your size, color, and build male, female T-shirt types. So,
I love that chompy one.
Yes, so good, right?
That's
so
great.
good. We're also adding the. You laughing at my chompy one, dog? You know that one's called the Nip Bit.
Laughing with it.
Absolutely.
Please, Dustin. Once you've gone to furries, you really can't. You know, you can't shock anybody with a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's too late.
Oh,
you know, you're in furry land. You know what I'm saying?
Literally,
really,
you need to
try
try really hard.
There's not much further you can go.
Literally down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, absolutely. So another thing that we're doing that we've done for all our books, which is amazing, we are adding an add-on for foils, and we also have an add-on for metals with this campaign. So you guys will be able to select those as add-ons. One cool thing about it though is now, so if you're newer to or you've been using Kickstarter for a long time, it used to be you would have to go in and fiddle with it when you checked out. Like now it's very easy to do your add-ons. They're very simple to check out. You just click it and you're done. You don't have to add another option or anything like that. You just click it. And speaking of add-ons, as we go down further, like I said, we've got the medals as well, and they'll be beautiful. And then going further with the regular add-ons, you'll be able to pick up BGD issue 1 if you don't have it. You'll be able to pick up the listener issue 1, 2, 3, whatever, what have you, if you're missing any of our library of books. And then for those of you guys that are into the digital stuff, we're also adding our entire digital catalog is available with this campaign. Oh, yes. All kinds of cool add-ons. T-shirts are my favorite. There's a really cool add-on that you can get as well for the Stef Wilson. We're starting to do, with this campaign, we're starting to do character highlights. So this one has Bladen Hunter and Stef Wilson on it. The next campaign will have a couple other artists on it, but you guys can go in and actually pick their entire library of covers that they've done for us.
Ooh. Oh, that's cool.
At a crazy discount. So we're really excited about that. And if you guys know stores that are interested in getting exclusives done, we do exclusives. We do 100 books for $500, which is less than 60% or more than a 60% discount on retail. And I happen to know that there are a couple members of our team that would love to do exclusives.
Is there an Is It Hops plushie?
There, you know what? I wish there was an Is It Hops plushie. I wish there was,
or at least a body pillow.
Yeah,
well, and when we're talking about body pillows. That's for sure.
Body pillows.
We were just talking body pillows for
yes.
sure. I'm thrilled to say that is a project that we are currently working on, and now we have a better lead on it than we had a couple days ago. But we are definitely working on the body pillow thing because I think it's great.
I walk around with it everywhere. I'd insist people called it by its name, like Lars and the Real Girl and stuff.
Right.
I'm gonna live out that whole thing. See how my girlfriend feels about it.
So you had mentioned that BGD, BABES, Gore and Dinosaurs. Yes.
I always want to say BGD.
That you did issue 1 on Indiegogo, and
we did Greed on Indiegogo.
Oh, okay.
Last issue of Greed, we had an Indiegogo campaign. Sadly, for those of you guys that do use Indiegogo, I am not using Indiegogo.
Not a fan.
I didn't even get my money from Indiegogo, so I am not
still.
Still have not received my money.
Okay, that would be a reason not to use Indiegogo.
Yeah,
sure.
So everybody to be fair, everybody that backed it still got their product.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it was fulfilled, but
I just didn't get paid. So
wow,
I don't understand.
And they should pay you really quick because I'm telling you, Indiegogo is the hardest push I've ever had to deal with in my fucking life.
We won't be doing that again. But we are, moving into. Dude, that's so. What you guys don't know is we joked about the Indiegogo or the If It Hops pillows and the body pillows. So that guy down there, we're going to give him the If It Hops pillow. So you guys can look forward to doing the receiving an If It Hops pillow from that guy. That's the guy that's going to do it.
I would love to do that.
Yes, I absolutely know he would, and it'll be a lot of fun. I'm thrilled to tell you guys that there's so much meat to these stories. Like it's really not a BGD, and so the listener is very deep. It's a real deep, dark story, deep dive type of story. BGD is no different, but it is a much more relatable tale because as fantastical as our characters are, they're still very realistic characters. They still have these. You can vibe with Rikki, even though he's a 6.5 foot tall Allosaurus. You know what I mean? It's very easy to relate to this character and what he's dealing with. And I also dropped in pop culture references to this particular book. I've not done that before. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. We used the Huckleberry line in the first issue, and people got a kick out of that. So we'll continue dropping those little nuggets.
The Listener was your first comic, right?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
You know, I find it interesting because The Listener is not. It's a different comic, a very different comic, and that's a good thing. But it's funny because it's not the first book you'd think most people would come out with. And I'll give kudos to you, and I'll give kudos to Henri Campan for coming out with his Yi Sun Chi, for writing a comic that isn't what everybody else would even think of writing. You know what I mean? And especially to have that as your first book. So, I mean, what I love about BGD and some of your newer titles is it might be more familiar to comic readers, the type of story, so that I'm hoping, you and I have had that chat. I'm hoping that they get to experience the depth of The Listener because they're introduced to your titles through, say, BGD and some of these more popular genres.
I hope so, man. I as I love all my titles. All the IPs are equally awesome in my opinion. But it's still like you still have that like to your heart book, and The Listener. I still want. I always urge people to go back and check it out because like right now, actually speaking of it, the next issue comes out in March. So with the trade paperback will be out in March for The Listener issue 4 of the trade paperback. So there's my own little drop in the middle of this. But yeah, I think that people relate to this because of the fact that it has themes that we relate to on a daily basis. Like your job, the shit that's going on in your life, what's happening. I'm not saying everybody relates to having, gunfights in the middle of a gentleman's club every evening. But
I'm from Chicago.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have that big experience in my life. So, but I think the characters are fun and they're relatable because they've all gone through things, and we'll start learning about these things. Like I use PTSD in The Listener to tell story, and to let you guys know what's happened in the past. You'll start seeing things like that in BGD, memories. Their issue 3 is heavily Maya related, so you'll get a lot of that. But going back to this particular issue, I think that you're going to see a lot. You're going to see a lot of this character that you weren't expecting. My only critique I got from issue 1 was I didn't give enough Corvos in issue 1, and people were really excited about the character because when you were introduced to him, he's literally eating a chick at the end of the book, and people were like, "Holy shit, where's more of that guy?" So
that was some gnarly shit too.
It was, right? It was so much fun. Originally, when you get to that page, it was supposed to look like a chick was coming off, Serenity was coming off the elevator, and there was some fellatio going on, is what it was supposed to look like. And it still came across that way to a degree if you were paying attention to it. But
that was
fellatio. That's an Italian dish. Is that like? Is that like an Italian dessert or something?
Yeah, exactly.
So this is a kid's book.
Some sort of frozen treat.
It is quite the treat, my friend. It's quite
a kid's book.
So, anyway,
that's another thing I love about Dustin. Like Greed, when you look at the covers of Greed, there's a kid on there. It's always a kid with a monster, and a kind of cute monster. And I'm always busting his chops. I'm like, so it's a kid's book? He's like, no. And I'm like, okay, because every cover has a kid on it. Like, it might be a little hard to steer people away from that.
Yeah, it was fun because
the last one.
we broke that mold with the last issue. You in fact helped break that mold for the last issue.
Does everybody in our little comic scene need to like start some kind of like how they had the comics code back in the day?
Or the comic authority or whatever.
Oh no, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Oh no, hell no.
The fun thing that Stef's talking about is that the main character in Greed is a 10-year-old kid, and his mom.
So it's a kid's book.
Not so much. As much as when we were kids, that Stand By Me would have been a kid's movie when it first came out. It was a rated R film when it first came out.
Really?
And everything in time, all that stuff has changed. What's rated R now would have been not even available on television when we were kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So as such, you know. So Greed's
Planet
cool.
of the Apes. Planet of the Apes was originally G-rated.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely, take that, Jim. Oh, Jesus. But there's a concept going on with our books right now that I am trying to give you guys, and I'm always trying to give you something different. You know, different stories than you've seen, different concepts, different characters. I have with If It Hops, you're going to be introduced to a hyena that's like a serial killer. You know, and you've literally got these characters that are trying to stop this character. But it's so much bigger than that. You know, Stef Wilson and I had a conversation about it the other day, that it's literally like the world of Batman, whereas Batman has such a rogues gallery, and you never get rid of these characters, right? You've had the Joker forever. They're these long-lasting villains in these books, opposite of what I do in BGD. Whereas BGD is literally like an organized crime versus one dude and his little menagerie of buddies, you know. Whereas this is literally like the bunny chick, you know, proving that hot bunny chick can go out and whoop ass. You know what I mean? So I'm having a lot of fun with it. I don't know how to explain that. If you pick it up, you'll enjoy it. You know, that's it. It really doesn't need to be a long, drawn-out pitch with any of my books. If you pick them up, you'll read them. That's you know, we joked. You know, we use SK. He's a great guy out of Australia that does all our lettering. You know, he joked with me one day, and he was like, "I read The Listener, and you know how to naturally page turn. Like, it's not something anyone taught me how to do. You know, but we go and I will draw your attention from page 1 to page 24 of every book we put out. I promise." Not only that, but I'll end it in a way that you enjoyed it and you feel satisfied, but still want to read the next issue that came out.
Right. Yeah. Even as the story goes, you can't put like the big reveal on the same page as the setup.
Oh no,
you know
absolutely
what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Right. So we're just passing. Well, we're just at close to 5 minutes away for the end of the show. So why don't we look at the campaign one last time before we go and see? Oh, look at that! So thank you, 17 backers that joined us today, and yes, $724. You're very close to meeting goals. So congratulations. I mean, you're definitely going to get that probably in the next 30 minutes,
right?
at the rate this is going. Yeah. So,
go ahead.
So, So it's like, So, if there was one level that you would recommend people to really focus on, like say they're seeing this for the first time, they're looking at this campaign. I know because Indiegogo has a featured level, I guess you're able to feature. So if you were to recommend one of the levels to this for somebody who's just seeing this for the first time,
for someone that's never come in and picked up any of our books, one cool thing that we did now that Kickstarter is allowing us to do is the add-ons in such a way that's prolific. What I would do is I would go in and I would pick up book 1 or book 2, and then I would add book 1 as an add-on for anybody that's not read any of our books for BGD. But if you guys are interested in a good read and you guys are trying to see some cool stuff, I would drop down to what we call there's the Artist Spotlight, Ethereal After Dark. What I would do is I would go to the VIP, not the VIP room. Hold on. The Ethereal Starter Set is $70. Okay. The Ethereal Starter Set comes with BGD 1, the Listener 1, Greed 1, and If It Hops, the preview book. $70 gets you 4 books. Okay. And it's all issue number 1. Now, that being said, you can go in and add the other book. You can go in and add issue 2, of BGD if you choose to. But $70 gets you issue 1 of all of our IPs. So that's what I would, for somebody that's never read anything from us. I really think that you can see the development, you know what I mean, and the different storytelling that we do. So yeah, that's where I would be at.
Thank you, Trish.
Thank you, Steph.
Oh yeah, it's going. Yeah, it's definitely going to fund within at the rate it's going in the next 20 minutes. So it's like
Yeah.
it's
Well,
definitely
we're very thankful. You know, very very blessed for everybody that's been involved, and all our backers. I mean, the last issue we backed in 25 minutes, so that was phenomenal. This we're having so much fun with. I have no doubt that we'll fund in no time. I'm really really excited about it.
Well, we lost April, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're
Oh yeah, look at that.
Now with so let's start backwards and so that guy, Mr. Stef. So
Yes.
where can everybody find you?
Well, I have a website, and you can find that on my posts. I'm on Instagram. I always joke about being the internet. I'm on social media about 6 hours a day. So I find you is how I operate. But yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. If you're looking for commissions, you can message me there. I have a website. It's got all my covers on it. It's got all my OA on there and stuff like that too, that you can just purchase directly from my website.
Oh man, there's some badass stuff on there too, for sure.
And JT, so where can everybody find you?
I'm on Store Envy. You can get my comics there. And Sapphire Spectre 2 Kickstarter is shipping in a week. And the third one is going to be kickstarted in probably like late February. And Steph is on that one too. Oh, there he is. Which way?
Awesome.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yes.
There, that way.
Oh, JT, send me, message me your Store Envy link, and I'll share it out and promote it.
Oh, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what it's all about. So Dustin. So as we end the show, where can everybody find you aside from the Kickstarter?
I you can find me on Facebook. My profile is open, so anybody can find me on Facebook. It's really really simple. I've also got a Instagram, which is Ethereal Comics. You can find me there. And then you can find me on Twitter. I think under my name or Ethereal Comics, one or the other on Twitter as well. Need to make sure that gets taken care of. So that always looks good. And I do want to shout out real quick to a couple folks. You know, the guys at Catch the Craze, they've got a cool book coming out as well. Make sure you guys are checking out that Alien in Your Toilet action. That's going to be really exciting. And then they've also got George
has Wonder Duck.
Yep, Wonder Duck coming out. There's their OG characters from back in the day.
Yep,
you know,
I love it. You also got the Binksons have their book coming out. I'm really stoked about that. Bink and Fetch. That's going to be great. Then you've got Kara. Kara's got a book coming out too. It's going to be a really
Unstable Frequencies launches tomorrow.
Yep.
Really, really excited about that. So make sure you guys check those out. And I'm
drawing a story for that too. So
nice.
Oh, cool.
See, so I say that with a lot of love and a lot of respect for these people, because all of them have had influence on me and have all been really good to me. Wendy's actually got her fairy stuff going on right now too, which is incredible. So make sure you guys are checking that out. But I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for everyone in this community that has embraced our team, has embraced our product. You know, so thank you all for being here to hang out with us, you know, on our 8th book in just over a year. So thank you for being so positive and so supportive of everything we've done. You know, just it means a lot. So thank you.
So I just want to thank everybody watching the show and in the chat, and even like I said, our esteemed guests here for making this very easy for me. I mean, it's like, you know, I was a little concerned as to whether I have some big shoes to fill here, and, you know, it wasn't too bad. So thank you. Thank you for, like I said, thank you for making it easy for me. And thank you for just joining us in general and sharing your campaign with us. So Nita, do you have any last words to add into everything?
Yep, I'm going to throw the dudes and we're going to get out of here.
Oh, okay. So one last thing, you can, if you want to see more of my work, you can check check my website at eagleworks.com. That's my main portfolio site, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. But I mostly post to Facebook if you're into seeing sketches and current work in progress and all that jazz. And if you want to see how I do all my artwork, you can check out my YouTube video, my YouTube channel for all my videos, tutorials, and semi-weekly live streams when I get myself together to do them. So like I said, thank you everybody for joining us, and like I said, I hope Meredith comes back soon.
Yeah, and an extra special thank you to you for coming on here with me.
Oh, well,
this was crazy.
Yes, it was, but it was a fun hour. It went by really quick. The campaign is probably funding as we speak, and I guess we'll see everybody next time. So, Nita, any last words?
Nope. Throw my dudes. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Nita. Good night, JT. Good night.
Hey there. This is Meredith Loughran with RAGIN. And I wanted to let you know that we encourage and promote independent creators and their projects through organic interaction, consultations, and more. Visit Nita and me at RAGINAVC.com for details and contact information.